Hey guys, back with another trade review. This one is on a Tesla short that I had in Friday, about noon o'clock, about noon time, um, here on the West Coast. It was an hourly short, hourly lower high short on Tesla. It was based off of Nasdaq. So let's start with Nasdaq. It's a higher time frame. So we have some key daily levels marked here on Nasdaq with these orange lines. The 16,436 and the 15,738. These are some key daily levels from last week that I had marked out and looking for a reaction this week with the FOMC meeting. This is the reaction from the FOMC meeting and the preceding overnight action. This is 24-hour markets because it's futures. Then we saw the sell-off on Thursday and some balance area starting to form overnight between Thursday and Friday. Friday morning, this is where I've popped this arrow and just to kind of show you where we were um, coming into the open on Friday morning. We started the bounce and started to look for the hourly lower high. I had a separate trade on that on Tesla here, but this is indicative of the other lower high that's into the mid-afternoon. So let's delete this arrow. So we had the bounce. Let's get some fancy lines going. So we had the bounce, we had this hourly lower high that was set, and then let's make this a little more clear. Then we had the hourly higher low, holding low of the day. That was really key because this was a key area of contention as bears got this bear break with no follow through straight into a bounce. That was really nice. Then we saw the lower high. So as we were looking for this lower high, that's when I started to scout names for potential short opportunity. That brought me to Tesla. Tesla saw this really nice bounce. Actually, this is not. I'll get to that in a second. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. It's probably to Tesla, but this is what the ascending wedge that was starting to shape up. Bulls saw a change in the 5-minute trend, straight into consolidation, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, but we weren't really seeing much more follow through. So we had this ascending wedge type look. So bears are or bulls are running out of steam effectively. The time is really important here. This is 11:10 when we broke this previous high in the just about 16,000 and then had no follow through and rejected. So I've marked that level. That was a key area that I'm going to want to play against and watch for reaction in any names that I'm shorting. So at that point, I had this on a separate screen. Then let's flip over to Tesla. Tesla, same deals. The blue lines marks high and low day prior. We had, let's go to the hourly. We had the hourly lower high, higher low, and then we were looking for the hourly lower high again with NAS futures with the high a day being the 961-ish area, 960, 66 at that time. So we know, I thought it was likely that we're looking for that lower high at that time. So I look at Tesla. Tesla also has this ascending wedge showing the bulls are running out of steam. At 10:10 or 11:10, which is that time I marked at NAS, NAS had that bull break of that key area straight into consolidation. Tesla had a bull break of, I shouldn't say bull break, bull continuation of the trend, 5-minute inside bar with some upper wick showing selling. And at this point, NAS I'm considering a short just because of this bull break no follow through as we come into this area of resistance up to the high 15s. So I start getting short here with my stop at this high, the 954.60. I got in a full size position. At first, I just did a third, but when I saw NAS really holding that level and not retesting it, I was more confident. Also, when we saw this 5-minute inside bar break bull with no follow through and then start to consolidate, that's when I hit in bigger. So my average was 593s, low 593s. Then when we started to consolidate, I lightened up into the support area. I think I took off a third or a half because at this point we still were just looking for a 5-minute higher low. It wouldn't have been out of the range of normality for bulls to retest this level and even wick above it, stopping me out before going to the short side. So I wanted to be patient. On this bounce, this 5-minute lower high, now we have a 5-minute higher low set. We have a clear level to fish against. I zoomed into the 2-minute, which would have been about here. And then when we saw this is the 5-minute lower high. I got even bigger, re-adding back those shares that I had covered on the 5-minute higher low. I added them back a bit lower in the it was the 49s, it's like mid 49s. Really was the break of this candle here, 949.75. I think I had a stop order at 949.70 and then had some slippage. Anyways, re-added it back plus a little more. And then into this bound or into this flush down is where I covered. I covered into this area of support. I covered into it for a couple of reasons. One, and the primary reason is at this time we were still just looking for a 15-minute higher low, which was here. Pop the magnet on. We were still just looking for the 15-minute higher low, so I didn't want to be too greedy. I would want to cover some into support. It's end of the day move coming into the weekend. I didn't want to make any assumptions that bears were going to have a significant amount of follow through. It was well over a 3-to-1 risk reward. All of these kind of stacked up to me taking full position here. Of course, as we were seeing follow through, I was taking off pieces, holding my core and flipping out of the 5-minute lower high re-add that I got. Of course, the 5-minute then bounced, had a nice little 5-minute bear flag and follow through for bears under VWAP with some chop into the end of the day. So yeah, that's my review. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the thread of the chat below, and I'll catch you later. See ya. Peace.